The kingdom of Adania falls into tragedy when King Jared bids an emotional farewell to his daughter, Katana. Before departing for battle, he urges her to remain brave and never surrender, no matter what hardships await her. Their final embrace is cut short as he rides out to face the ruthless Shao Kahn. Despite fighting with great courage, Jared is eventually overpowered by Khan's overwhelming strength and is killed by a crushing blow from his hammer. With victory secured, Shao Kahn declares Adania his possession and demands the submission of its people. One by one, they bow before him, except for Katana, who walks to her father's fallen body and quietly takes a ribbon that once belonged to him. Instead of punishing her defiance, Khan is intrigued by her spirit and decides to adopt her as his daughter. With no real choice, Katana accepts her new place under his rule, while keeping her father's ribbon as a reminder of her true identity. Years pass, and Katana matures into a skilled and disciplined warrior within Shao Kahn's empire. She trains regularly alongside Jade, one of Kahn's most trusted fighters. Although Jade often outmatches her in raw strength, Katana relies on intelligence, precision, and speed to stay competitive. Over time, their rivalry softens into a close bond, and Jade eventually gifts her a pair of combat fans that become her signature weapons. As the Mortal Kombat tournament approaches, Shao Kahn becomes determined to secure absolute victory and complete control over Earthrealm. To achieve this, he consults the sorcerer Shang Tsung, who reveals the existence of a powerful mystical amulet capable of granting immortality and invincibility. However, the artifact requires an enormous amount of energy to activate. Shang Tsung explains that the amulet was previously stolen by Kano, who was believed to be dead, but assures Khan that he already has a plan to recover it. At the same time, Raiden begins assembling Earthrealm's champions for the coming war. The final fighter needed is Johnny Cage, a fading action movie star struggling with his lost fame. After a humiliating day, Johnny is approached by Raiden and Sonya Blade, who tell him that he has been chosen to help save Earthrealm. He initially dismisses their words as a prank or performance, but his disbelief disappears when Raiden opens a portal to another realm in front of him. Johnny is taken to Earthrealm's base, where he meets Liu Kang, Jax, and Cole Young, who are undergoing intense training. Sonya explains the deadly nature of the tournament and reveals that the previous champion has already died, meaning Johnny is his replacement. Overwhelmed by fear and unwilling to die, Johnny refuses to participate and demands to return home, ignoring the importance of the mission. While Earthrealm struggles to prepare, Shang Tsung performs a dark ritual that resurrects two fallen warriors. One is Kung Lao, Liu Kang's cousin, who returns corrupted and aligned with evil. The other is Kano, brought back with the specific purpose of retrieving the stolen amulet. Soon after, Johnny tries to escape his anxiety by drinking at a bar, but without warning, he is suddenly transported into the tournament arena. In Outworld, Kano delivers the amulet to Shao Kahn and is rewarded with the restoration of his cybernetic eye. Katana steps forward and offers to deliver the artifact herself, but instead she is chosen as the first fighter of the tournament. Her opponent is Johnny Cage. With little real combat experience and unwilling to fight her seriously, Johnny is quickly overwhelmed and defeated. Although Shao Kahn orders Katana to execute him, she refuses once he falls unconscious, granting Outworld its first victory while secretly sparing his life. The next battle sees Sonya Blade facing a warrior who can unleash devastating shockwaves through sound. After a brutal and exhausting fight, Sonya manages to win and eliminate her opponent, balancing the score between the two realms. Back at Earthrealm's base, Johnny recovers from his injuries. Unexpectedly, Katana secretly arrives and reveals that she has been acting as Raiden's informant all along. She expresses her desire to overthrow Shao Kahn and warns them about the dangerous power of the amulet. After delivering this information, she returns to Adania, where Jade discovers her actions and confronts her over the apparent betrayal. Soon after, the corrupted Kung Lao infiltrates Earthrealm's temple. Declaring his loyalty to Shang Tsung, he attacks Raiden and slashes him with his razor-edged hat, severely injuring the Thunder God. As Raiden struggles, Shang Tsung uses the amulet to drain away his divine powers. The stolen energy is then transferred to Shao Kahn, granting him immortality and making him nearly unstoppable. The tournament intensifies. Jax faces Jade in combat and manages to defeat her, but chooses to spare her life after remembering Kitana's mercy toward Johnny. Shortly after, Cole Young is forced into battle against Shao Kahn himself. Despite his strength and determination, Cole quickly realizes that Kahn's newfound immortality makes him untouchable. Shao Kahn brutally overwhelms him and kills him in a devastating finishing blow. Another match follows between Liu Kang and the resurrected Kung Lao. Liu initially hesitates, unable to harm his corrupted cousin, but once Kung Lao attempts to kill him, he is forced to fight seriously. After a fierce struggle, Liu Kang gains the upper hand, but despite his attempts to save him, Kung Lao ultimately dies due to his own weapon. With losses mounting, the remaining heroes mourn both Cole and Raiden's weakened state. Shao Kahn strengthens his forces by summoning Sub-Zero. Realizing they cannot defeat Kahn while he holds immortality, Earthrealm's warriors decide the only solution is to destroy the amulet. Their plan requires infiltrating the heavily guarded fortress through underground tunnels beneath Tarkatan territory. Meanwhile, Kitana is captured by Jade and taken before Shao Kahn. To ensure her obedience, Kahn threatens the life of her mother, forcing Kitana to remain under his control. Elsewhere, Johnny, Sonya, and Liu Kang travel to seek help from Baraka, the leader of the Tarkatans. Baraka initially refuses, but after Johnny insults his honor and challenges him, he agrees to a duel. Although Baraka dominates most of the fight, Johnny eventually adapts, using his acting skills combined with real combat ability to turn the battle around. Against all odds, he defeats Baraka, earning his respect. Impressed, Baraka agrees to help them infiltrate the fortress through secret tunnels. Inside the fortress, Liu Kang discovers the amulet and confronts Shao Kahn, but even his best efforts are useless against Kahn's immortality. Jax arrives and attempts to retrieve the artifact, but Sub-Zero suddenly intervenes and steals it away. In the chaos, Shao Kahn brutally kills Jax with a hammer strike. As Earthrealm's forces continue to fall, Liu Kang and Sonya are captured and brought toward the final battle. Unexpectedly, Kano turns against Shao Kahn, choosing to abandon him simply because he is tired of Outworld. He reunites with Johnny and the weakened Raiden, revealing that Sub-Zero has taken the amulet into the Netherrealm. Using the last of his strength, Raiden opens a portal and sends them after it. In the Netherrealm, they encounter Scorpion, who initially refuses to help. However, upon learning that Sub-Zero has returned, Scorpion agrees to guide them out of rage and revenge. Meanwhile, Jade secretly travels to the Netherrealm as well, revealing that her supposed betrayal was only a cover and that she has always remained loyal to Kitana. The final confrontation begins as Scorpion, Johnny, and Kano battle Sub-Zero and his Shadow Army. During the fight, Johnny manages to take hold of the amulet, though none of them know how to destroy it. Back in the arena, Shao Kahn mercilessly overwhelms Liu Kang and Sonya as they struggle only to buy time. In the chaos, Sonya frees Kitana from captivity. Shao Kahn then mortally wounds Liu Kang. As he dies, Liu accepts that his destiny was never to defeat Kahn directly, but to help create the path for his downfall. As the final battles unfold, Kitana steps forward to face her adoptive father. At the same time, Sub-Zero corners Johnny in the Netherrealm and reclaims the amulet. Jade arrives and reveals her true loyalty, joining the fight against Sub-Zero in an attempt to destroy the artifact. Despite the combined efforts of Scorpion, Jade, and Kano, the amulet remains intact. In a final surge of hidden power, Johnny unlocks a devastating energy within himself and destroys the amulet with a powerful kick, shattering it into countless pieces. The destruction instantly restores Raiden's divine strength and removes Shao Kahn's immortality. With his power gone, Shao Kahn is finally vulnerable. Kitana seizes the moment and attacks him using her father's ribbon, wrapping it around his neck and killing him, ending his reign of terror and freeing Adania. In the aftermath, Kitana becomes the rightful queen of Adania and rules alongside Jade as her closest ally and sister. The entire story is later revealed to be narrated by Johnny Cage, who exaggerates events to make himself appear as the main hero. Raiden and the others interrupt, reminding everyone that the victory was achieved through teamwork. The story concludes with the surviving heroes reunited, determined to use magic to bring back Cole Young, Jax, and the fallen warriors, leaving the future open for what comes next.